marine clouds. Just the perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but again, away feels like it's...
Hi, welcome back to another episode of The Social Beaches. I am Carolyn Smith.
And I'm Kelly Bowling.
And we sell real estate in Brevard County and Indian River County. That is from Mims, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, Rockledge, Vieira, Melbourne, could keep going, Palm Bay, Sebastian, and Vero Beach. And everywhere in between, all along the beaches, Melbourne Beach, Indian Atlantic, Satellite Beach. So if you're looking to buy or sell a home, or you just have a real estate question, we hope you'll reach out to us. Our number is 321-422-2160, or you can email us at hello@coastalestateteam. But our favorite way for you to reach us is stay in the app that you're watching us in, send us a DM, and we will get right back to you. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about sellers wanting to rush their house to the market. And we get it. Like, this is a big decision. You've decided to sell your home, you've decided to move on, and you want to get it on the market as soon as possible. But there's pre-work that has to be done and that should be done. And honestly, I think when we look at listings, we can tell when
it's been rushed. Mm-hmm.
It's been rushed.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that. And so we're going to talk a little bit about things that we feel you should do that are critical. And it's things we talk to our sellers about, like, take a deep breath. You've waited this long. Yeah. Another week or two is not going to be the end of the world.
Right.
So not waiting on a professional photographer.
Oh, gosh. Biggest mistake ever. And we
Ever.
see it all the time. Cell phone pictures, not good.
No.
I know you think that you can do a good job with your iPhone, but I'm telling you, if
It's
you compare,
worlds apart.
It is. It's like you could have your iPhone photos and then have a professional photographer come in and take the same photos, like of the same rooms in the same house.
Yes.
And it's night and day. They look like different homes.
First of all, they are skilled in knowing where to stand, how to get the best angle, how to show the room.
You mean you're not supposed to stand on a ladder and shoot down?
We had one where the guy was like, laying on the bathroom
laying on the
floor. You could
like
tell.
shooting up. Like
yes.
You can tell when they're like laying in the grass outside and they're trying to get like that front elevation photo, and because you can see the blades of grass like, like poking up there.
Yeah, they're terrible. So just like, I mean, we do shoot video, right, from our phones, and we post that to our platform.
To our,
tours, or just like for our videos for our social media, we'll do that. But we come in here, right, and shoot a professional podcast. It's a world of difference, the quality of the video, the lighting, everything else. And it's the same thing when you're shooting for a house. We'll give a shameless plug to Coastal Luxury Image, who we use, who does our videos, and they also do all our photos. Yes. You want to use, the photographer that's a friend of a friend who does headshots at the school.
Or somebody who's like brand new, like they're trying to break into the real estate photography. And I get everybody has to start somewhere.
Everyone does.
But you want to be sure that you're working with somebody who, A, has experience, they know what they're doing, and that you've seen their deliverables and you know the quality of those. So.
Yes, it's so important, and it makes all the difference. Remember that old expression, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and nothing is truer with real estate. People are looking at the pictures. If you don't grab them with the pictures properly up front, you're going to lose them.
This is true.
Yeah, you're going to lose them. So
another thing is not decluttering. Like, let's not rush. Let's go ahead and make sure every room is photo ready.
Yes.
And show ready.
Showtime ready.
So if you've got like piles and piles of stuff hanging out on your kitchen island or a sink full of dishes, we've seen photos with those, haven't we? Not professional photos either, shockingly.
But sometimes they are. I mean, the photographer's not going to come in and clean up for you. They're not scheduled for that. That's not their job.
No.
Clean up.
Declutter.
You're moving anyway. You're moving. You're not staying in this house. Pack up. Put away the things that you don't need all the time.
Right.
You don't want it to look like empty, like no one lives there. Leave up some things. I'm a fan. People think I'm crazy, but I'm like, don't put away all your family photos. If you want to leave them out, you don't mind people looking at them. We don't want a whole gallery wall, but But, it's okay because they do that in model homes, right? They have the fake happy family.
Of course,
You have the real happy family. So
I think there's been maybe a couple of exceptions I've seen with the professional photos and the not decluttering that go together, and it's when somebody's trying to sell a hoarder house. There's been a few of those that we've seen come through. And I don't know why we don't just wait for the situation to be resolved and then clean it up and get it ready.
I think
So,
sometimes maybe they can't afford to move until they
Yes.
sell the house. And sometimes when you don't see a photo of a certain area, that might be why.
Yeah.
But as a realtor, I think it's a good idea to put that in the private agent
yes,
notes.
let people know ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Not painting or doing minor repair work, that, yes. Do you have to wait for the painter? Yes. Do you have to wait for the handyman to come out and fix your broken fan or your door hardware or whatever? Yes. But take the time to do that.
Yes.
The touch-up painting or
Because
full painting.
When
or
the
whatever.
buyer comes in and they see the house and they see what price it's listed at,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to subtract value in their mind for, I have to paint, I have to do, even if you've already, like you've scheduled, like I'm going to get this done
Yes.
while we're listed. 'Cause
Yes.
some people will do that. They're already subtracting in their brain, how much am I going to take off because that door is broken or it's missing, a light fixture over the sink in the bathroom
Yeah.
or something like that, right?
Just light bulbs. Light bulbs are such a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
people have mismatched light bulbs. It's
Oh.
one of the things Kelly
Drives
goes in.
me crazy.
It drives me crazy. I could tell them, go buy all LED white light bulbs, but Kelly has gone in and personally changed out all the light bulbs.
I can't stand
She
the
can't
different
stand
color
it. The different
or missing light bulbs.
and yellow light is not good for photography, but it's also not good for showing a house. So if you have like the yellowy tone,
I know we like that soft white,
Yeah.
but honestly, that's that white
the daylight
light that you want. Yeah.
yeah, you want a true. It should look like daylight in there.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say about repair work is it gives somebody an impression that you haven't maintained the house.
It does.
Even
It
if you've
does.
maintained it really well, and there's just these few little things, it gives somebody an impression of like, what else is wrong that I don't see?
Right. I remember showing a house that I actually sold. And there were literal holes in the drywall in the bathroom where you could see the plumbing was exposed because
Oh.
they'd had a problem. And, that
They
kind
didn't
of
fix it before they put it on the
that
market.
definitely went into our concession request,
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
yeah.
I don't know whose turn it is. You go.
Yeah, this one, not landscaping. This is a big deal because it can really make or break. And I've had experience with this one
Yes.
pretty recently where the house was amazing. There was just no landscaping at all. They had renovated the inside of the house completely, painted the outside of the house, put a new roof on. They did all the things. It's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
But
yeah.
it was just meh outside. There was no curb appeal whatsoever, other than they did put in a new paver driveway, and that just doesn't do it. You need some bushes, you need some plants, you need some trees. But also on that, I remember opening weekend, the grass was like up to here. No, not really, but it had not been cut in
Yes.
some time. And at that time of year, we're getting cut every week,
Yes.
because
Yeah,
the grass
summertime.
grows fast here. So you need to make sure that the grass has been freshly cut. You've got fresh mulch down if you have the landscaping.
Yes. Not a lot of weeds.
Bushes are trimmed. Yeah, you don't want it to look overgrown or dead things still hanging out in the ground. Like, get rid of that stuff, clean it up. And if you have to hire somebody to do it, then you're probably gonna have to wait.
Yes.
But it's worth
not.
it.
It's not nothing, but it's one of the least expensive things you can do that makes the biggest impact because landscaping's the first thing,
That's the first thing they see.
and it's the last thing they see
It's true.
when they leave. And it's just like if it's just kind of blah on the outside, it can be so beautiful. Like that house you're talking about that you had listed. I mean, it was so
Yeah.
beautiful on the inside. Everything was done, but it was just like the yard did not impress.
Yeah,
did
for
not
sure.
impress. Not doing the pre-work of putting together the documents. So when we take a listing, we have a list. We have a checklist of all the things that we need. We want to put together a feature sheet. We want to show all the improvements you've made, when things were done, things that you upgraded since you purchased, because people go back. What did they pay?
Right.
What did they pay, and what have they done since they paid for it? So they want to know those things,
Right.
even if you paid a long time ago. We want to see permit history. We want you to fill out a seller's disclosure.
Yes.
HOA documents. We get all that stuff up front. We can't tell you the number of times that we show properties. We have an interested buyer, and we're like, can we get the seller's disclosure? Oh, they haven't filled that out yet. Can we get the HOA documents? Oh, yeah, we
And
don't
it's
have
been on the
those.
market 97 days.
Yes. They don't
Just
have
crazy.
those. Or, if you're selling your house and let's say it's in a trust, The title company needs the trust.
Yes.
And they don't just need one page of the trust.
They need all of the trust, all
Yes.
the amendments and everything.
Yes.
So I recently had one where I was writing an offer on a property, and I looked it up, property appraiser, because we have to get all the legal description and all of that.
Yeah.
And I happened to glance down, and I saw that a death certificate had been filed in this particular tax account. And I'm like, but there was only one owner listed, so I looked to see, well, who's it for? Must be this woman's husband, right? No, it was for that woman. So I'm like, well, let me go look up and see if there's a probate case open.
Yeah.
And there was. It's still open. It was listed as a standard listing.
With the seller's name as the dead person?
So then I asked the listing agent.
I see dead people.
And I said, hi, I have somebody that wants to make an offer. Who do we list as the seller? And he told me that, you just put her name because her sister has power of attorney and will sign for her. And I'm like, well, pretty sure that once they die, that POA is invalid and does not work for dead people. So I said, maybe you want to check with the person at title to see what they think about that. And then you can let me know. And turns out I was right.
Of course.
So then the question becomes, well, when can you sell the house? How long is it going to be till probate's over? So getting all of that stuff done ahead of time. And I've actually had sellers before where they were annoyed that they had to get all of these documents together.
A lot of sellers are annoyed, unfortunately, and they're like, why do they need my trust? It's none of their business.
We want to make sure that you can legally sell the house and that when you do find a buyer, it's seamless. It's easy.
And the trust, we don't care about seeing it, but the title company must see it to provide title insurance. It's a requirement.
Yeah,
they have to know.
Yeah, I don't need to necessarily read the documents. You want to hand carry it over to them so that only they are seeing it? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but they have to see that. It's super important.
Yeah.
The thoughts on coming soon versus going straight as active on the market. So I think most MLSs have instituted something like this, where you can go on the market where it can't be shown. It cannot be shown. It's coming soon, right? And it just has usually a front picture. And a lot of times those are cell phone pictures.
Yeah, which I don't love, which, I will say, Coastal Luxury Image, they have a coming soon photo package.
Yes.
So you can just get the outside if the inside's not ready yet, but the outside is. And I've done this before.
Yes.
Because I just don't love, and I have taken the outside pictures before with my cell phone and posted them like that, but I just don't love doing that.
Don't love it. And I've gotten to the point where even if I'm going to list it as coming soon, like the seller wants to, we've decided that's the best course of action on that house, I will still wait till the pictures are ready and load all the pictures in, because again, then they're seeing all the pictures, and I don't want it to be coming soon too long.
No,
because
people forget.
People will forget. They're like, they saw it and they're like, oh, I love it. When will it be active? 3 weeks from now.
But they're coming this weekend, you
right.
know? So
or
then
they,
it's like,
they kind of forgot about it. Then it goes
right.
active, and they're like, oh, I kind of remember that house. Yeah. So I think that's a tough one. And it's something you want to discuss with your realtor. And for your particular house, every house is different. Sometimes I feel like going straight to active is the best course for a particular house.
Yeah.
Sometimes the coming soon is good. In a very crazy market where it's a true, full-on seller's market, everything's flying off the shelf, coming soon is actually really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming soon is really good. The more it becomes a buyer's market, the less I like the coming soon.
Yeah.
That's just
I
my
will say,
personal.
there are some situations where, for me, as working with a buyer,
Yes.
I do enjoy it. Like, I just had a buyer who's coming into the area in a couple of weeks, and he's getting his list together, and he sent me the list, and 3 of them were already pending. So that leaves us with 2. And then I went and I looked at, his history of saves, and I was like, what is this one? And I noticed it was coming soon.
Yeah.
So I was like, do you want to add this one? And it will be available by the time you get here, because I think it's going to go active the 1st of March or something.
Yeah.
And so he was like, send me the link. And I sent it to him, and he was like, yep, let's add that one. So it's like we can kind of get ahead of the game and plan a little bit.
It is good.
Yeah.
It is good. And if you have, if you're the realtor, like you said, and you have someone looking and you see it coming soon, you're like, oh. And we put it in our little cart.
Yeah, so that we know,
remember.
we've got to remind them this is going to be here.
So, so that's good. So we would just say, don't rush.
Yeah,
take your time. And
Good things come to those who wait.
That's right.
Yes.
And we're not saying take it, a month or 2 months. I mean, unless you really need to.
Right.
But take your time. You've waited this long. You made the decision to move. Make sure you get your your ducks in a row and make sure that your house is really ready to list, and it will make for a much smoother selling process.
Absolutely. Yes.
So I think that's it for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Cheers.
It's been a freaking decade.